Arsenal versus Zurich UEFA Europa League game that really closes the group of all the teams right about now, and it's going to happen tomorrow. Arsenal is hosting FC Zurich. Remember, it's a must-win game for Arsenal. If Arsenal happens to draw and PSV wins, Arsenal will go on to finish second, meaning that if you finish second, that really puts you into a contention to go on and play teams coming in from what we call the Champions League. Those that finish third, you are really going to be playing against them. I believe this is not something that Mikel Arteta would love to go on and really have another extra 2 games, because I know his side can go ahead and really eliminate Juventus, they can eliminate Bayern Leverkusen, Ajax, and even Barcelona. Arsenal can eliminate Barca. I know that very well. So I believe he wouldn't like to see his players really go ahead and really play another extra game, because it's really a compact season that you wouldn't call in for your players to go in for such a situation or scenario. So here onto the Rokani Media Football, we are here to bring you the breakdown of Arsenal versus FC Zurich at Emirates. Remember, this season Arsenal has not lost any game at the Emirates. In the UEFA Europa League, they beat Bordeaux by 3-0. They beat PSV by 1-0, and obviously they are going to host FC Zurich in a must-win game. Obviously, players that you don't expect to see into this game of football: Bukayo Saka, Zinchenko. However much he's returning to training this week, and we expect him to be among the team that's going to play against Chelsea and Bukayo Saka. But in this game of FC Zurich, don't expect them to feature. The other one is Emile Smith-Rowe and El Nini. The good thing is that El Nini has been pictured training with Arsenal, and obviously we expect him to go on and do the needful and really talk on the mantle to really return around December, that is after the World Cup. Now, those are the players that are going to be absentees in the game of FC Zurich, and obviously let's get into what we call the predicted lineup, as we, the team of Rokani Media, believe Mikel Arteta is going to line up against Arsenal. Arsenal really comes into this game after really getting a heavy win against Nottingham Forest, 5-0. Reiss Nelson scoring a brace and having an assist. Thomas Partey scoring a stunner. Martin Odegaard scoring another beauty to make it 5 for Arsenal. So Arsenal are really in a high scoring form. Let's wait and see what they're going to go ahead and really deliver into this game of football when they're really going to host the side of FC Zurich, coming in from Switzerland, a country where Arsenal's assistant captain Granit Xhaka was born and bred. The system that Arsenal is going to play is a 4-3-3. 4-3-3 is the system Arsenal are really going to go ahead and play. Reason being, that is what Mikel Arteta has been really playing with for the previous games, has been really playing in that Arsenal side. Meaning that for the goalkeeper, it has no contention. Reason being, Matt Turner is not yet back, and you're waiting for the presser from the manager to let us know what is really going to happen as far as Matt Turner is concerned. But that calls for Aaron Ramsdale, who really had a very good game against Nottingham because he had nothing to do, and that game of PSV away, he really gave Arsenal he let Arsenal concede the second goal through missing out or misreading the flight of the ball, and obviously it found Luke de Jong. Luke de Jong headed it home to make it 2-0 for PSV, and Arsenal really lost that game terribly in Netherlands. So he's starting in goal. No one is really having a doubt over him. To me, I believe he's one of the best goalkeepers in the Prem. They've not given him his flowers, but at a point X, they'll go ahead and really give him his flowers. But you really ask him to do a lot to go into those levels of David De Gea, Alisson Becker. I believe he's a better goalkeeper than Edson Moraes. The reason is Edson Moraes of Man City has done it for so long. However much he's so much praised at his ball distribution, but even Ramsdale's distribution is not bad. And Ramsdale is a better shot stopper than Edson. So I believe it's just a matter of time for Ramsdale to really get his flowers and get appreciated. Now, let's go to the right back. Because Arsenal is really going to go ahead and face Chelsea over the weekend, I don't believe the manager would like to go on and risk most of his players, especially those ones that he believes should go on and really start against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. For that, I believe Tomiyasu is out of contention to start, and Ben White is out of contention to start. My thought tells me that this man is starting today. Cedric Soares. Not so. I believe he's one of those players that came on through in that game of Nottingham. Not so. I remember him coming in through, and I believe that would have been the most important reason as to why the manager really brought him on to come on and play. Let me check here to be exact. Cedric Soares came on through and really played some minutes as Arsenal beat Nottingham by how many goals? By 5 goals to 0, meaning that the manager was preparing him to come on and really start in this game of FC Zurich. I believe Cedric Soares is going to start because I reckon the manager doesn't want to risk Ben White and Tomiyasu to start. So I believe he's really going to play as the right back for Arsenal. Obviously, in the game of FC Zurich, Cedric Soares can thrive very well and really creating lots of things. Now, left back, Kian Tierney, having missed out on the game of Nottingham, never started, came on through later. I believe it's really going to be one of those games that is really going to be so much calling for Mikel Arteta to field a player in the names of Kian Tierney. Zinchenko returning in training this week, meaning that the manager is really going to be having lots of options. I don't know whether he will start in the game of Chelsea or Tomiyasu will start, but my mind is telling me Tomiyasu or Ben White are not going to feature in this game. He's preserving them for the Chelsea game, and Kian Tierney is expected to play as the left back for Arsenal as they take on FC Zurich. This is a constant, and there is no way you tell me that he's not going to start in this game because he never played over the weekend. And obviously, how can you really bring in Tomiyasu to play the left back position when you're having Kian Tierney into the mix? Meaning the manager has to go on and really play him in this game. Let's go to the central defense. Rob Holding has been a constant in all UEFA Europa League games, and I thought that in the game of PSV he was not going to play, but when the manager brought him on, I got to know that he's one of those that is going to play this tournament. So I believe he's going to start on the right side of the central defense, and this time it's not going to be Saliba. I believe it's going to be Fabio Magalhaes to play alongside Ben White in that central defense on the left side of the central defense, meaning that out back four, Cedric Soares right back, Kian Tierney left back, Rob Holding and Fabio Magalhaes in the central defense partnership for Arsenal. That's it. We go to the midfield. Obviously, he's going to play with a single pivot. No Thomas Partey. That calls for Sambi Albert Lokonga to come on and really play a very huge role into that single pivot role. And guess who are really going to be playing alongside his shoulders? It's really going to be Fabio Vieira, and the other one is going to be Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka has been a constant in every game Arsenal has played. I don't think that he has missed out on any single game Arsenal has played. Credit him for his discipline, because we know him that he's really a man who really gets in the yellow cards and red cards that are really uncalled for. But he has gone ahead to turn into a player that all of us were really wanting. And I came out and really talked about something about the Yuri Tielemans video that I did yesterday, the last video that I did yesterday, and I told people that when Tielemans comes in through, he can go ahead and bench Granit Xhaka. Some of you never took it lightly, but that's the fact. Tielemans is more talented than Granit Xhaka, and his ceiling is way up better than Granit Xhaka, and his stats show it. He's better in every aspect that Granit Xhaka does. So you might not agree with it, but when he comes in at Arsenal, you're going to evidence it by yourself that Granit Xhaka might find himself out of the team of Arsenal when Tielemans is here. So that doesn't really say that he's not doing the best that we deserve to see him do. He's one of the best players of Arsenal this season. That is Granit Xhaka, and I believe he's really going to go on and be captain the Arsenal side that is going to play FC Zurich tomorrow at the Emirates. Not so? So get me right. Now let's go to the forward three. The right forward, I believe it's none other than Reiss Nelson. If it was way back, it would have been Marquinhos, but right now I believe it's going to be Reiss Nelson. Having scored 2 goals and created 1 against Nottingham Forest, I believe Mikel Arteta is not like an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who believed in favoritism. I believe Arteta believes in rewarding players on merit. So I believe, according to what he fielded, already showcased on the field of play against Nottingham, he's playing as the right forward in this game of FC Zurich, and I know he might go ahead and really have a very huge performance in this game because he is really a very good player, and he has to go on and really convince the manager that when Bukayo Saka is away, can come on and do the job to really secure a place to start against Chelsea. Secondly, to go on and stop Mikel Arteta from thinking of buying another right attacking winger all forward for Arsenal, because in the summer they are looking in for people like Rafinha, they went in for Pedro Neto, they are looking at Yeremi Pino and very many others that really play on the right wing, the Zelgovas of this world. But obviously he is here to go on and really see what Reece Nelson is going to offer for him. Then Edin Ketia. I believe Edin Ketia is going to start onto the left forward. Is going to start as a left forward, and Gabriel Jesus is going to come on and really lead the line for Arsenal. Now, let me explain this scenario. One, in the game of PSV, this is how they played. Gabriel Jesus led the line, and Edin Ketia played on the left. That was the game at Emirates. Now, with the goal drought that Gabriel Jesus is really going in through, the manager has to go on and really build his confidence. He should come on this game and really score goals. And I believe he's going to score a goal. He's going to score tomorrow and he's going to start. There are players I'm 100% sure of to go on and start. That is Gabriel Jesus and Edin Ketia are going to start, but they are going to start in that format. Gabriel Jesus is going to lead the line, and Nketiah is going to play off the left side of the attack. But obviously, you know, Gabriel Jesus, he will keep roving left, right, and center, and he is not a constant that always keeps in one position as Edin Ketia does most of the time. So that is my predicted starting 11 for Arsenal. I don't know what you think about it, but go into the comment section and tell me, who do you get out and who do you keep into this team of football. Now, this is a very important game for Arsenal. Having beaten away by PSV 2-0, it means that Mikel Arteta needs none other than a win. When he draws and PSV wins, they are going to be tied on 13 points. And obviously, you know what that means? It means that Arsenal will go second, because we consider in the UEFA Europa League, we consider head-to-head, not the goal difference. And obviously, Arsenal were really beaten 2-0 away, and obviously they beat them 1-0 away, meaning that PSV are really having an advantage over this. So that is why I believe Mikel Arteta needs to go on and really win this game of football. But he has to go on and really win it, and think of the Chelsea game they're going to play over the weekend. That's why I've told you that some players are really going to be untouchable and they're going to be on the bench. And if at all the job gets done early enough, you won't see these players come on the field of play. So the likes of Marquinhos will have to get a chance to come on and play, provided this game of football is healed off enough. I expect to see players like is it Nwaneri, the other 15-year-old boy, to make it onto the bench, and very many others as he prepares for the game of Chelsea. It's a very tricky week for Arsenal because injuries are accumulating left, right, and center, but he needs to keep certain players fresh. And I think one of the things we'll be praying for is that if at all Gabriel Jesus can go ahead and really score in the first half and he plays only 45 minutes. I think that will be the prayer of Mikel Arteta, because if at all he plays only 45 minutes and scores, he can easily take him off and really let Edin Ketia play 90 minutes. Obviously, in the game of football of Arsenal versus FC Zurich. FC Zurich is coming into this game of football when they are fighting for nothing. They are fighting for nothing. They are last. They've only won one game, and I think they beat Bordeaux, and they are going to play Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal is a better side. When Arsenal went to Zurich, they beat them by 2-0. Who scored? Marquinhos scored on his debut, and Edin Ketia. But in that game, Marquinhos had a contribution of 2 goals. He scored 1 and created 1, and the same applies to Edin Ketia. He scored 1 and created 1, meaning that they really put up a very brilliant display. And that's what Mikel Arteta will be calling for these players to go on and really do. So I believe Arsenal is going to go ahead and win this game of football of UEFA Europa League to top this group. And they really are going to hit 15 points if they win it. Sambi Lokonga, I really love this guy. I don't support Arsenal, but there are players that I really love at Arsenal. Sambi Lokonga is really one of those that you really see that he's really a one for the future, and he's really going to go ahead and really give Arsenal the best that they deserve. And I believe if at all Arsenal brings in Yuri Tielemans in the January transfer window, it's better to loan this guy to a team to go on and really get regular football. Reason being, Granit Xhaka is not going to be here for long. I believe he'll be at Arsenal for the next 2-3 years and will leave. I don't see him at Arsenal beyond 33 years of age because he made 30 this year. So if you bring in Tielemans to go on and really compete with Granit Xhaka, obviously Lokonga will go on and really play some 2 seasons on loan. When he returns, there'll be space for him to go on and really show us what he's got into his legs. Very good player. My prediction is Arsenal 4, FC Zurich 0. I believe Arsenal are really going to go ahead and really do the needful, because Nottingham Forest is a more stronger side than FC Zurich. If Arsenal put Nottingham Forest to a sword of 5, no way you can convince me that the Arsenal side can't go ahead and really cause the same havoc to Zurich. A statement needs to be sent. I see Arsenal scoring a couple of 10 goals in 2 games, Nottingham and this, and going to Stamford Bridge and really getting there a result that most people cannot even give to Arsenal. So that is my starting 11 predicted with my teammates here, or with my workmates at Rokani Media Football. Ramsdale in goal, Cedric Soares right back, Kian Tierney left back, Gabio Magalhaes, Rob Holding in the central defense, Sambi Albert Lokonga single pivot alongside Granit Xhaka and Fabio Vieira. Then Gabriel Jesus leading the line, Reiss Nelson right forward, Edin Ketia left forward for Arsenal. That's what I had for you today. Smash the like button, comment and share. Your reactions to this team are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. First video of the day. Thank you for really watching this channel and obviously subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys, because we are left with some good subscribers. I think 600 to hit 8,000 subscribers. This is what I call for to go on and subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button and hit the notification bell. After hitting it, everything will be done. Every time we schedule a video, all go live, all premiere a video, all upload, you are going to get a notification onto your tablet, smartphone, smart TV, laptop, depending where you are really watching us from. So I sign out for now. See you later. First video, more are yet to come this month. I promise you, no sleeping back. We are going to give you the best that you guys deserve and no going away. People have been telling me, where is Kosi? I'm trying to call Kosi, also he's not picking up. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I know he's really going to return soon or soonest. I'm out for now. May the Almighty Lord protect you abundantly. I'm out.